So this is actually, what is this? This is top 3 over Guardian right now in the organ grinder section. 9/11 anniversary, a lovely day for a spot of protesting at the BBC. And this is one of the most fair and balanced and really loving articles, especially mainline articles towards 9/11 truth I've ever read. 8 years ago today, the world fell over on my TV screen while I vomited dodgy prawns into a washing up bowl. Shivering and baffled, I lay on the living room carpet picking shreds of bok choy from my poisoned teeth as the 4 busy horsemen of the apocalypse rode their jets into skyscrapers and put everything we knew about everything to the torch. No wonder some people saw Satan's face in the dust. September 11th was a day for the demons, a jubilee of mayhem, the devil's own harvest festival. 8 years later, and though the shivering has stopped, that sense of bewilderment and awe remains. The dust from that day is still in people's lungs. Our world is madder than ever. And I'll never eat shrimp chow mein again. Damn you, Al-Qaeda. You took away my freedom to eat Chinese food. I hate your hatred of my freedom. Now, here's where it really starts to get good. It's a lovely day for a spot of protesting. The sun is out, the placards are freshly sprayed, and the police are being friendly. You can do what you want, smiles the sergeant. Just don't run inside the building. Gareth assures me that running inside the building isn't part of the plan. The plan today is to hand out flyers and DVDs, holler facts at the BBC front entrance, and tell as many people as possible about nanothermite. I don't know what nanothermite is. Turns out it's a high-tech incendiary compound that the U.S. Department of Defense is fond of using to incenderize things. It's a substance that professor from the University of Copenhagen has found in the rubble of Ground Zero. Gareth is excited about the nanothermite. The paper was peer-reviewed, he grins. I've got a copy of it if you want one. I'll take one for the tube. And that's the subway over there. If it's a choice between London Light and the Open Chemical Physics Journal, I know which one I'd rather spend rush hour with. Gareth Newman is from London Truth Action. He's hoping for a decent turnout today. Around 150 people are expected. Already there's 60 or so truthers here. And a cheery and informational vibe. You notice how he's humanizing them right away, saying it's cheery. He's not demonizing them at all. He's presenting the information we talk about. This is very novel. Let's see, where were we? There's a slim, half-uttered hope that the BBC might even do a story about the new evidence. They won't, of course. Everyone knows that. Still, Gareth is a beacon of optimism. A lot of younger people are questioning the official story, particularly those who are in the range of 18 to 25 when the attack happened. A sad bit of math takes place in my head. I'm one of the older guard. Something has changed over the last couple of years. Fewer people think we're crazy. The initial shock of the information is starting to wear off. And that is true. As time goes on, more people are apt to actually take a look at this information. As emotionally, it's still very hard for some people. I know I really got emotional during 9/11 as well. Something has changed over the last couple of years. Fewer people think we're crazy. And certainly the protest here feels resolutely sane. No one here has a tinfoil hat. Gareth's had a haircut and everything. The girl in the pants is about as kooky as it gets. The free DVDs are proving a hit with BBC workers. Spirits are running high, and the leaflets are running low. I offer to go on and print some more. So he goes and actually prints some for him. This is just like, go Charlie Skelton. Go back to sleep, booms the tall man with the loudspeaker as I heard off to the print shop. Let's see. Your government is in control. Believe everything that you're told. Don't ask questions. A driver honks his support. Either that or he's just honking at the girl who's wearing frilly knickers over the top of her jeans. It's hard to tell from just the honk. The massive banner opposite the lobby says investigate 9/11, which I realize isn't an imperative at all. It's a question. Everyone here is a question. Gareth is a question. Nanothermite is a question. Truth is a question. 9/11 is a question. But here's something I really don't understand. When did it become uncool to ask questions? When did questioners become imbeciles? Who gets to hand out the tinfoil hats? When did it become cool to believe what you're told? In the words of Mr. Hicks, did I miss a meeting? When did so many of the cynics and skeptics, so many of the sharpest brains I know, hello Charlie Booker, think that the cool thing to do is mock the questioners and defend the party line? How stratospherically uncool is that? You want to know who's cool? Gareth is cool. Mashin in the pink shirt is cool. The girl in the pink pants is cool. Charlie Sheen is cool. Julianne Moore is cool. Dario Fo is cool. And today, this is the best line of all, perhaps for the first time in my life, I'm cool too. Now, that tells me that people are changing their minds over the years. It may not just be in New York City. It may not be in Austin, Texas all the time. It may not be in San Antonio. It may not even be in this country. It may have to go to Europe. A lot of people say, oh, those dirty French have believed it for years. But when you can get about 150 people outside the BBC in London, and then somebody who writes for The Guardian on regular occasion, somebody who awoke to the Bilderberg Group, what was that, in May? Folks, this guy's been just semi-awake for the last few months. And he's open to the idea of 9/11 being an inside job. He went and printed them leaflets. He did this piece. And he puts it well. When did it become uncool to ask questions? It's never become uncool in my book. Okay, we're asking questions here, and these questions have never been answered. I mean, no one's touching Sibel Edmonds talking about bin Laden, the Taliban, and Al-Qaeda being closely interconnected with the CIA, up in our intelligence, up until the day of 9/11. All right, we're going to take your phone calls after this. We're going to go to Thomas, Dan, Timothy, Richard, Ken, and more. It's the InfoWarrior.
Do you understand how dark it is? How far down the line we are? How late it is?
When Jesus comes, are they gonna be saved? Who's he to know when the bishop tells the king his lies?
All right, folks, we are back. It's the InfoWarrior with Jason Bermas every Sunday, 6 to 9 Central here at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. Obama to seal U.S.-UN relationship. If there was any doubt that this is about globalization, this is about global power, global governance, Barack Obama will cement the new cooperative relationship between the U.S. and the United Nations this month when he becomes the first American president to chair its 15-member Security Council. No discussion, no debate, no real papers printing this as if it's a bad thing, okay? This is off the Financial Times online. UN officials hope a climate change debate on September 22nd will give fresh impetus to the search for a global climate deal at Copenhagen in December. See, Barack Obama is here to bring you through it all, to bring you through the collapse of the dollar, to new global regulations on carbon, to fix the climate is so bad. It's so bad, it's going to get so hot. Meanwhile, mainline scientists are saying global warming is over and global cooling is here. Obama to seal U.S.-UN relationship. There it is right there. No one's talking about it, and we need to be. See, I'm surprised. That's not, I read this lashing out at the Capitol, the Washington Post. There's a bunch of well-meaning people, going to this thing, speaking about the Constitution. Now they're, waving the don't tread on me flags. That's good. But who's promoting it? Glenn Beck. It's 9/12. Oh, it's part of my movement. And most of these people don't want to come off as extremists. See, they make sure to put that in there because if you think outside the box, if you go beyond being a conservative who's not that happy with the GOP, well, you get out of their paradigm. It is nice to see so many people out there, and they did make a mention of the Joker posters. They said that, the famous Joker poster with the socialism on it was all over the place. And we can thank Infowars.com for that. It was our campaign that really pushed it over the top, put it into local towns, small cities, big cities all across the country. And you, the listeners, made that happen because you have great power. It's just like that article we read outside of the BBC in London. Those 150 people have great power. They're exposing 9/11 for what it is, a great lie that has led us into the Middle East now for almost 8 years. Almost 8 years. Yes, we're at the 8th anniversary of the attacks. But in October, it will be 8 years since we've been in Afghanistan, and now they're trying to punk you and tell you that we're there because it's actually gotten worse. No, we're there because we like their resources and we like the Anglo-American military-industrial complex influence there to build their New World Order, which they announced in Yahoo this week. This week, that's a huge headline. It's just like, economic crisis brings in New World Order. It's a big joke. And actually, there's a comic book we're going to be going over later that is called New World Order that's put out by Agent Provocateur. And it's a bunch of these, like, we might not even be able to show you some of the outfits these girls are wearing. I mean, they're absolute risque. They're acclimating the children that it's cool to be an Agent Provocateur. The New World Order is hip. It's happening. All right, I promise I take your calls. Let's jump to some callers. Let's go to Thomas in New Jersey. Thomas, you're on the line.
Yeah, Jason, regards. I got some real bad news, man. The fat lady of the New World Order is about to sing. It's all about these polymers, the block polymers. They can take some film, a polyfilm, and a solution in a lab and resurrect it through a different solution, aqueous solution.
I'm not really following you here. What's going on here? How is this the crescendo to the New World Order? Polymers?
Yeah, this is pretty much their last card. It's living plastic. They can take a poly or a plastic, and they can resurrect this plastic, and it's little plastic fibers.
Yeah, but you know what? And thank you for the call. They've been doing that for years. I mean,